Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our NFL Week 8 picks, predictions. It's your boy Gorilla Matt. Let's do this thing. Thanks so much for watching. Let's get into it, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, hello, hi, welcome. It's your boy Gorilla Matt. Let's go full screen. Hold on a second. Boom. Full screen, baby. Hey, hi, how are you? Welcome. It is week 8 of the NFL season this week. Kind of crazy. Kickoff of week 8 is tonight with the Green Bay Packers traveling to Arizona to take on the only undefeated team in the NFL, the Arizona Cardinals. I am psyched, hyped up for that game. A little nervous. There's a lot of injuries, a lot of COVID stuff that the teams are dealing with, especially the Packers. Devontae Adams is out. Alan Lazard is out. MVS is not activated yet. I think he is still on IR. I'm not entirely sure. And then we're still dealing with the injuries too. So the Packers are going in a little banged up. The Cardinals just found out that J.J. Watt is going to probably be out for the season after sustaining an injury last week, which is tough because I love J.J. He's a competitor. He's finally on an amazing team. And I wish both teams were at full strength for this game. That being said, Packers walking in to Arizona and handing them the first loss. We're going to throw some take the L emotes in chat. Actually, I'm really nervous about this game. I don't know how I feel about this game. Let's go into the live scene and pick our picks tonight. Listen, if you guys are watching this live on Twitch right now, thank you so much for tuning in. I am Gorilla Matt, full-time newborn intensive care unit nurse, soon to be full-time nursing supervisor. Pretty exciting stuff. Got promoted. Start that new job in a few weeks. Part-time graduate student working towards my master's degree in nursing leadership. And, of course, part-time content creator, part-time Twitch-affiliated streamer. If you're watching this on YouTube after I exported over to YouTube, thank you so much for watching me on YouTube. We are trying to get to 100 subscribers on YouTube by the end of the year. We're closing in on 50 subscribers, so if you haven't done so already, please consider hitting that subscribe button. If you're watching this on Twitch and you're like, whoa, Matt, you got another YouTube channel? Yes, Gorilla Matt TV. I'd appreciate it. And then, obviously, on Twitch, please consider hitting that follow button if you haven't done so already. We're trying to get to 1,000 followers by the end of the year. So 100 subscribers on YouTube and 1,000 followers on Twitch by the end of the year. Both, I think, are very realistic goals and achievable goals. So let's get into it. Listen, last week I went 11-2 with my picks, which brings our overall record for the season to 71-36. So I'm doing pretty damn well. This week's gonna be tough. There's some better matchups this week, I feel like. Last week, the two picks I had last week that kind of screwed me over were the Carolina Giants game, the Panthers Giants game. I had picked Carolina and the Giants curb stomped the Panthers. And then the Ravens Bengals game. Holy crap. The Bengals went into Baltimore and just curb stomped the Ravens. And the Bengals currently sit on top of the AFC, which is crazy. But good job, Bengals. As being a Cincinnati resident, it's always nice to see the home team doing well. But I am a Packer fan, and the Packers beat the Bengals, so go Pack, go. Okay, that being said, let's pick our picks for tonight. So, yeah, I'm going with the Packers first and foremost. I think the Packers... This is going to be a tough game. I even feel weird saying the Packers here because the Cardinals are just so damn good. But yeah, I'm going Packers. I have to pick Packers. I go into every week thinking the Packers are going to get the win. I just think this is going to be a much tougher matchup. And we have a lot of key pieces of our team missing. So I'm not going to think anymore about it. Packers get the win. All right, next we have the Bengals at New York Jets. That's easy. That's Bengals. Bengals walk into New York and just absolutely destroy the Jets. I'm sorry. I haven't read if Zach Wilson is playing. I know he got hurt last week, but I just like this Bengals team. This Bengals team looks really good. I think the Bengals go into New York and get the win. Next, you have the Titans at the Colts, a divisional matchup of the AFC South. Now, listen, Titans beat the Bills, and then last week beat Kansas City. The Titans are looking good. And I started at the start of the season, I was like, you know what, the Titans have a chance to be on top of the AFC this year. And I really think the Titans are closing in on that. Now, this is a divisional matchup. The Colts are starting to kind of heat up, so the Colts are going to be a little tougher competition. But I think the Titans go into Indianapolis and get the win. I'm going with the Titans. I like how they've been playing. Derrick Henry is just a monster. I mean, he threw a touchdown pass last week. Is there anything this guy can't do? I don't know. Running back, quarterback, wide receiver, Derrick Henry can do it all. Also, I bet you Derrick Henry could probably play linebacker. Like, let's be very real. Derrick Henry, can you imagine being like a running back or wide receiver and just Derrick Henry just tackles the shit out of you? God damn. Derrick Henry, I'm going with the Titans. Even though they're traveling to Indy, it's a divisional game. The Colts always play them well. I think the Titans get the win. Next, you have the Los Angeles Rams at the Houston Texans. Now, Houston Texans just traded away Mark Ingram back to New Orleans, which I'm happy for Mark. I like Mark. I've always liked Mark. But you got angry Brandon Cooks. There's talk about Houston trading Deshaun Watson over to Miami. So Houston is a mess right now. And the Rams are just the Rams. The Rams look great. I'm going with the Rams, and I think that's an easy pick for me. I'm not going to think any more about that. Next, you have the Pittsburgh Steelers playing a divisional game against the Cleveland Browns. Now, listen, this is, I think, going to be a good game. Case Keenum is going to start again for Cleveland. Baker Mayfield's out. And they're playing in Cleveland. I really like Mike Tomlin's squad, and I like Mike Tomlin. I think he's an amazing head coach. I like the Steelers. I can't see the Steelers getting the win this week. And I hate going against the Steelers because the Steelers are just one of those teams. They've got a great team, great head coach, a veteran quarterback who's had more downs than ups this year. But a veteran quarterback. I'll give him some credit for that. A two-time Super Bowl winning quarterback, by the way. But I just like the Browns here. I think the Browns are kind of starting to heat up. They're playing well in the absence of Baker Mayfield. And I just like that Browns team. So I'm going Cleveland, and I wouldn't be surprised to see an upset here. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Steelers go into Cleveland and get the win. Next, you have the Eagles at the Lions. The Lions, man. Can you imagine if the Lions just went on a tear here and just went 10 straight games and got wins? Now, that would mean, they'd have to beat the Packers, and that's just not going to happen. But, I know they always play the Packers really well. I really want the Lions to get their first win, and they played so damn well to start that game off last week with L.A. I really want to say the Lions here, and I feel like I'm shooting myself in the foot, but I think if there's a team the Lions can beat, it's going to be the Eagles, and this is a good matchup. They're playing at home. They just played really well against LA. They took the L in LA, but they played well. All those special team kind of fake punts, onside kicks, I was so surprised, and I loved it, and I hope Dan Campbell continues to play that aggressive. Like, you're 0-7. You have nothing to lose. Just play aggressive. Try those weird plays. Try those trick plays. I'm going to go with Lions. I'm going with Lions. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Next, you have the San Francisco 49ers against the Chicago Bears. And last week was a beautiful thing if you were a Green Bay Packer fan, if you were a Lions fan, or a Vikings fan, because you just got to see the Bears get absolutely destroyed by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There was a shot of Justin Fields sitting on the sideline on the bench. And he looked like he was about to cry. And remember in the preseason when Justin Fields was like, the game's pretty slow for me. Buddy, come on. I love the confidence, though, of Justin Fields. And I do think Justin Fields is going to be an amazing quarterback. That Chicago organization's not doing him any favors. And, I mean, it's just a matter of time before they're not going to be able to keep that whole defense together. Like, the defense is already starting to kind of fall apart. And that Chicago defense was an amazing defense a few years ago. I mean, I might be a Packer fan, but I have full respect to what Vic Fangio was able to do with that defense. I mean, that defense, when they got Khalil Mack, holy shit, that Chicago defense was amazing. And I would have done a lot of unmentionable things to get that defense for Green Bay. I'm going to go... They're playing at home. But I think Matt Nagy is out still with COVID. I think Matt Nagy... Let me see here. Matt Nagy. Chicago needs to move on. Chicago needs to move on from Matt Nagy. That's all the tweets I see. I kind of want to give it to Chicago here. I think Chicago has a bounce-back game, but it just depends on what Jimmy Garoppolo we see. Do we see a more consistent Jimmy Garoppolo, or do we see the Jimmy Garoppolo of late, where it's just up and down? This is a tough one for me. This is a tough matchup for me this week. Part of me wants to give it to Chicago. They're playing at home. I just can't see them getting their ass kicked that badly 2 weeks in a row. But I do like I like the 49ers defense. It's a little stingy, but I think they're opportunistic, and I think they're going to take advantage of a rookie quarterback, even if it's a potentially like franchise rookie quarterback. Nick Bosa is great. I like that. I like some of the pieces that San Francisco's got in their defense. This is tough, man. I'm going to go 49ers. I'm going to go 49ers, not because I'm a Packer fan, but I trust Kyle Shanahan and that team more than I trust the Chicago Bears right here. Sorry, Chicago. Next, we have the Carolina Panthers at the Atlanta Falcons. Look, Kyle Pitts went off last week. Carolina got destroyed by the Giants until the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers are on a 4-game losing streak, if I'm not mistaken. They started off 3-0, and they've just lost these last 4 games. Falcons are kind of coming into their own. I'm going to go with Atlanta here, and I'm not going to think too much of that. I think the Falcons... Kyle Pitts continues to develop. Matt Ryan's getting pretty comfortable with this new head coach. I'm going with the Atlanta Falcons, and that's that. Next, we got the Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills. Now, the Miami Dolphins are a team that's just kind of... I don't know what to think about the Miami Dolphins. They're not great, obviously. The record shows that, 1-6. But what are you doing? You have Tua. You did a lot to get Tua. And then there's all this talk about the Dolphins trying to get Deshaun Watson. That's got to take a toll on Tua. Obviously, Tua's talented enough. He was a very early first-round draft pick. Played amazing in college, but I know that doesn't always translate into the NFL. But he's still young. He's in his second year, and it's not even his second full year. He didn't start every game last year. He sat behind Ryan Fitzmagic. That's just got to take a hit on your confidence. Now, I think all quarterbacks in the NFL are pretty confident. They have to be. You have to be a little full of yourself because you are the guy. But that's got to hurt when you have, your coach saying, oh, yeah, he's our guy. And then you have the owner. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And there's a lot of smoke coming out of Miami of them trying to get Deshaun Watson from the Houston Texans. And I just don't like how I feel about that. But also, they're playing against the Bills. And I think the Bills absolutely beat the shit out of the Dolphins. I'm sorry, Miami. I hope that as a franchise and for the fans, your organization gets things figured out. But I think you're walking into a buzzsaw against the Bills. So I'm going Bills here. Next, you have the Patriots at the Chargers. Now, This is a big game for New England. New England has to go into Los Angeles and get this win. They're 3-4. They need to get back to 500. But the Chargers, I like the Chargers. I love Justin Herbert. I think he's got a super bright future in the league. I see the Chargers getting the win here. But this is a game that the Pats need to pick up. I don't think they do. I like Bill Belichick. I obviously don't ever count him out. But I think the Chargers get it done. I know they got absolutely smacked not too long ago. Who'd they lose to? I want to say was it I think it was week 6. Yeah, the Ravens absolutely beat the dog shit out of the Chargers. But I think the Chargers beat the Pats. I do. And I'm not going to think any more about it. Next, you have the Jacksonville Jaguars against the Seattle Seahawks. Hey, you know what? I can see Jacksonville getting their second win here. I really can. The Seahawks just aren't the same team without Russell Wilson. They're just not. Geno Smith, solid quarterback, obviously a great veteran presence to have on the team, but I don't think he's the guy. He looked great when he came in for Russ a few weeks ago. I didn't think he looked that great last week, and the week before that. You're turning the ball over in key situations. I could see Jacksonville getting their second win. So I'm gonna go Jaguars. I am. I'm gonna go Jaguars. It feels weird saying that, but I do. I mean, the Seahawks are only one game up over the Jaguars. Like, they're 2-5 versus a 1-5. Like, the Seahawks just don't look good this year. And there's a lot of drama surrounding Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks this offseason. There's talk about possibly Russell Wilson going over to Chicago. If the Seahawks continue to kind of lose these games and not make the playoffs, is Russ still going to be a Seahawk next year? I don't know. There's obviously rumors around Aaron Rodgers' future and speculation about that. Could we see another big veteran quarterback market this offseason in free agency? I don't know. But I think the Jaguars get this win here. Seattle needs this win. Seattle plays in a very tough conference with the Rams, the 49ers, the Cardinals. Seattle needs this win. Desperately needs this win. But I'm going to go Jaguars. Next, you have the Washington football team at the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos look god-awful. They started off playing so well. I think they're on a 4-game losing streak, too. They were one of those 3-0 teams. I don't know what's going on with Denver. I don't. I think Washington they had their moments last week against the Packers. And honestly, they just failed to capitalize on a lot of red zone opportunities. I think that Packers game could have been an entirely different game if Washington would have capitalized on those red zone opportunities. I think Washington goes into Denver and gets the win. A lot of away teams, I feel like, might get the win this week. I'm going to go Washington. Don't mind me. I am writing down all my picks so that way I don't have to scroll through my own videos again and try to figure out who my picks were. Next, you have the Buccaneers at the Saints. Easy Bucks. I'm not even going to overthink that. The Saints just played, Seattle on Monday, and that was, I turned that game off. That was not a great game to watch. I think the Bucks are coming into their own again. They're a good team. The Bucks are a good team. Tom Brady is, I think, one of the front runners for MVP in my eyes. I think the Bucks go into New Orleans and just manhandle the Saints. Next, we have the Cowboys at Vikings. And this is another game. The Vikings need this win. The Minnesota Vikings need this win so badly. But I like the Cowboys here, and I'm not saying that as a Packer fan who wants to see the Vikings lose. Of course I want to see the Vikings lose. I want to see the Vikings, Bears. You know what? The Lions, I don't care if I see the Lions win, because at this point in time, it's just the Lions are so bad, just win a few. Come on, Detroit. Come on, Detroit, win. It's just like the Browns a few years ago. I really do like the Browns. I like them when they were 1-15, 0-16. How can you not root for the underdog here? But this is a game Minnesota needs to win. If the Minnesota Vikings want a chance at the NFC North, and to take that spot away from the Packers, who currently have a pretty nice hold of the NFC North title, the Vikings need this win. And this would be a huge win for Minnesota because it's against the Cowboys, who are the powerhouse in the NFC East right now. But I just can't see it. Mike Zimmer, obviously very familiar with Mike McCarthy. Those two, played each other quite a bit. I just can't see it. I think the Cowboys go into Minnesota and just destroy the Vikings. Now, Mike Zimmer does have, I just saw a stat today on Twitter. It was talking about how Mike Zimmer slows down number one offenses or top 5 offenses pretty well historically. But I just like this Cowboys team. You keep hearing Cowboy fans, this is our year. The Cowboys have a legitimate chance this year. I really do. I might not like Cowboy fans. They're obnoxious. Sorry. But, I mean, the Cowboys have a team. And with Dak leading it, and I really like Dak. I think Dak Prescott, great dude, great quarterback. he's hungry. He's a competitor. It killed him to sit out last year with his injury, and now he's back, and his team is 5-1, and realistically could very easily be 6-0. They were in that Tampa Bay game to start the season. They're on a 5-game winning streak. I think it extends to a 6-game winning streak. I think the Cowboys advance to 6-1 this week. Sorry, Vikings. I just can't see it. Next, you have the New York Giants at the Kansas City Chiefs. This is a game. This is a game, you guys, that if Kansas City can't win this game, I think they're dead. The Chiefs, if you would have told me at the start of the season that the Kansas City Chiefs at Week 8 would be 3-4 going into Week 8, I would not have believed you. This reminds me a lot of the Green Bay Packer teams where it was all on Aaron Rodgers. Defense sucked. So Aaron was expected to put up 30, 40 points a game to keep their team winning. And while Aaron can do that, and while Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, that entire offense, can heat up like that. You saw it in the playoffs recently where the Chiefs came up from a huge deficit, but the Chiefs just got manhandled last week. Patrick Mahomes nearly had his head taken off. This is a game. I do think the Chiefs win here. I'll just say that. I do think the Chiefs beat the Giants easily. What's up, Flatwoods fella? What's good? Not too much. I think the Chiefs get this win, but if the Chiefs don't get this win, they're already in trouble. The Chiefs are in trouble, okay? The Chiefs are in trouble. They need to get back up to 500, and they need to really put the foot on the gas. What I think the Chiefs' problem is the defense is just giving up big plays. That's huge. You don't want to do that. But also, I think Patrick Mahomes is trying to do too much because for so long, Patrick Mahomes was able to do so much so easily. And that's the thing with Aaron Rodgers too. I love the Packers. I love Aaron Rodgers. But there are games where you're watching and it's just you can see Rodgers is trying to make that deep shot down the field for the big play. But there's open checkdowns right in front of you. Take the check down. You don't have to always get the big play. And I think some of these, big time quarterbacks are I want the big play. And yes, everyone wants you to get the big play, but if you have a check down, if the defense is giving you a 6-7 yard check down, take it every time. Get that first down and then take a shot on. I think the Chiefs are just trying to do too much. I think settle down a little bit, tighten up on defense. The Chiefs are very easily a team that can switch it like this and obviously make it into the playoffs and make a deep playoff run. But if they lose this game to the Giants, my worrying that I'm doing for the Chiefs just elevates even more. I really think the Chiefs get this win, but they need the win. They need the win desperately. All right, those are my picks. Like I said, I am 71-36 on the season, so not too bad. My picks are the Packers, the Bengals, the Titans, the Rams, the Browns, the Lions, 49ers, Falcons, Bills, Chargers, Jaguars, Washington, Buccaneers, Cowboys, Chiefs. Those are my teams that are going to win this week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I am Gorilla Matt. Again, if you're watching this on Twitch right now and you haven't done so already, please consider hitting that follow button as we try to get to 1,000 followers on the channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, Gorilla Matt TV, please consider hitting that subscribe button. We're closing in on 50 subscribers, but we're also aiming for 100 subscribers by the end of the year. So Gorilla Matt TV, please consider subscribing there. I will see you guys later. Go Pack, go. I love you guys. We'll see you next time. Peace.